Hey, welcome. Do you want this trash mode? Or maybe this one? A cloth one? Or even a male one? If you are lucky, you might loot this legendary bow from Sylvanas. I recommend doing this run with a hunter. Some bosses like Kel'Thuzad will be easier and you will be able to loot the trash mode for other places. Plus, you won't end up with a legendary bow in your bags as a warrior, which you will never be able to use. If you are not a hunter, you will need to reach level 60 with the Necrolord Covenant to use Kevin Oslins for Kel'Thuzad, which I will explain when we get there. Also, Fleshcraft can be really useful during the second boss fight. If you are not familiar with the Necrolord Covenant or haven't played Shadowlands, don't worry, I will explain how to level it up when we get to Kel'Thuzad. Before we start, if you are looking for a specific boss and don't want to watch the whole video, the chapters will be there for you to jump to wherever you need. First, let's head to Stormwind and take the portal to Oribos. In Oribos, we can jump to the Maw on the second floor, and from there we will make our way to the raid. Once we enter the raid, we will face a pack of mobs with an infused Goliath. This infused Goliath drops an orb, and when you use it, it gives you powers. There are 3 more Goliaths that drop orbs around the room when the red circles are. Now, for the first boss, Tarragre, we'll go full DPS. When he uses Grasp of Death, for the second time in a row, we need to use some form of invulnerability, like Blaze-Storm, Turtle, Bubble, etc. If you can use any of those, you should pick some powers from the orbs. There are at least 2 that prevent you from getting stunned. Now, in order for the second boss to spawn, you will have to fill this eye by killing all the visible trash. If you are a melee like me and can't reach these abductors, try getting close, hitting with something or taunting, and run away just before they begin to cast so they will come to the ground. Here, you can run over it, so if you are a warrior, you can leap across. If not, grab this chain and use it to get to the other side. We repeat the abductor strategy from before with this one. Now for the boss will face at around 66%. If you have enough DPS, great, but if not, a non-targetable abductor will spawn. I recommend staying far away and waiting until the abductor grabs you without killing the 2 adds that spawn. When the abductor finally grabs you, use all your movement abilities to avoid being dragged to your death, or use Fleshcraft to stop the drag. Now, kill the 2 adds that spawn, and the boss will reappear. Also, if possible, wait until your cooldowns are ready before repeating the same process until 33%. Repeat the interface and, after that, just kill the boss. The next boss, the 9, is pretty simple, just do DPS. The more DPS you have, the fewer adds you will need to kill. And, if you are lucky enough, you will loot them out. This boss, like the last one, is just a DPS race. There is only one thing to consider if you don't have enough DPS. Malevolence debuff. Position yourself at the edge with your back to the center, and when the debuff dispels or ends, you will be pushed backwards safely. If you don't do this, this will happen. Again, this one is another DPS raid. If you have more than 578 level, you will be fine. Burn it down and loot it. This one is a slow one. It has 3 phases. The first phase lasts until 66%, just 2 DPS. After that, there will be an intermission where you only need to dodge mechanics. Then repeat the same process 2 more times for each phase. If you hit one of the mechanics, the spears will stun you for 2 seconds and the balls for 8. This guy is a real DPS race, because you can do all the runes alone. I mean, staying in the room and moving it to the square where it's supposed to be. So, just wait for the shield to fade and then burn it down, using your defenses as well, or you will die. The next boss has only one mechanic, and it's not really important. Do not eat the cliff. If you do, you will only be stunned for 6 seconds, so just do DPS. This one is tricky. It's not hard though, but it has two phases. In the first phase, he stays up and casts abilities. In the second, we enter a portal to kill a ghost below. First, there is an ability called Soul Fracture that spawns 5 ads in the room. These ads will cast Soul Exhaustion on us, and after 1 minute we will die. As soon as you see them, kill them and stand in the circle they leave behind. After you kill Kel'Thuzad, a portal will appear to kill a ghost inside. If we enter normally, the boss will despawn because someone needs to stay up. So what do? If you are a hunter, leave one ad with full HP up and, at the same time, enter the portal while casting Dire Beast on the ad, so someone stays up. If you are not a hunter, as I said at the beginning, you will need to be level 60 with Necrolord to use your class ability and spawn Kevin, just before entering the portal, keeping someone up. The Emplay Shadowlands? No worries, you can level up Renown easily by doing other Shadowland raids, campaign quests or even Torghast. If you don't know how to get to Torghast, head to Oribos, jump into the Maw, as we did before, and follow this path. Enter the portal and get to work. If you play it but level up another Covenant, go to Oribos, head to the Flymaster, and you can buy a boost to level 60 if you have another Covenant 80. Now, once you have left an ad up and gone down to kill the ghost, if you can one-shot it, great. If not, just repeat what we talked about before. After killing the ghost or after it becomes immune, you will need to teleport up and focus on the Banshees. They do insane damage. If not, you will die. Then focus the Abos and kill the green guys who will kill you in 1 minute with their debuff. If you kill the ghost, kill Kel'Thuzad and loot him. If not, repeat the process. Teleport down, repeat, kill Banshees, Abos and Kel'Thuzad. Now Sylvanas. Use all your cooldowns on her. If you don't have enough DPS, she will spawn just 2 groups of arrows, some copies of herself and a huge Veil of Darkness. This is a healing absorb, so run out of it. After that, she will cast 4 groups of arrows. You can use Fleshcraft here to avoid being dragged towards the arrows. Kill them and avoid the mechanics. Now we move to the chains phase. If you go left with Jaina, it will be more straightforward. If you choose the right, the Earth path, you will have to go back to help Jaina open the portal to the last phase. So I will choose the left side, the Ice path. Kill the ads that spawn and keep moving. Listen carefully, this is important. You need to reach Sylvanas before she finishes casting Ruin. If you interrupt the cast, her 99% damage reduction shield will be removed, and you can deal damage to her. If you don't, she will vanish. You need to do all damage you can in this phase. From time to time, while you are running and killing ads, she will spawn close and cast Veil of Darkness. Stay out of it, or just like in phase 1, you will have a huge healing absorb debuff on you. She will enter the last phase once she reaches a specific point, not based on HP, so you need to do as much DPS as possible during both ruin casts. In the last phase, just focus on DPS. You can avoid some mechanics, but there are only 2 that are vital. Failing them will kill you. The first one is Race. When she casts it, you will need to jump to the next platform. You won't die, but you won't be able to reach her if you stay, so yeah. The last mechanic involves 2 white circles. If you are a monk or any class that can teleport back to where you were, great. If not, you can use Fleshcraft to avoid being dragged off the platform. Sylvanas will die at 45%. If you didn't manage to kill her before the second round of white circles spawns, and you don't have any way to avoid being thrown off, you should have done more DPS in the chain phase. In the chain phase, she can be brought down to around 55%. Good luck with the legendary bow and the mount. And that's all the important information. Hope this guide was useful, and if you have any suggestions or feedback, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.